Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast.
Hello, this is episode 209, I think it is, of the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. I'm Michael Ball, back with our fortnightly review shows at the moment. We're doing a little bit less often because of commitments, but we're back and ready to talk about Star Wars and a brand new Star Wars. With me this week, as usual, or this every fortnight, it's Martin Fowler up in sunny, well, actually, it's rainy London. How are you, Martin?
I'm all right.
Cloudy.
I do find this odd doing it every 2 weeks. I feel like I haven't seen you both for about a month.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's just kind of like I know that you've got a lot of stuff on, and also in London, and it's obviously dark when we're recording. It's going to get stormy on Friday, but it's winter. It's also with us. It's Malcolm Patterson. Hello, Malcolm.
Hello, how you doing?
Malcolm has been showing me. He's doing things in Martin where they're into all this 3D stuff. You're doing one of those guns from Black 7 or something at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah. So I'm looking into how to do the clear acrylic, which I'm thinking of printing it on a resin printer with clear resin and then maybe molding it in clear resin. But I was looking at the sound card today that I managed to get, and then I'm going to try and work out how to do the light. But I don't want the light just to go on and off. I want it to slowly fade along with the sound.
Oh, like a fade. Yeah,
that makes it more confusing.
Yeah, well, I can always provide the sounds and stuff like that. That's not a problem. So at least I can contribute to what you're doing. So that's great. So obviously, it's been 2 weeks since we last talked. Anything in the world of science fiction you want to share with us? Anything that's grabbed your attention in now that we are in the Trump Mark II era of our lives, and everything's going to be changing again, and we're not going to go political, obviously, but it is obviously interesting times we live in. That's all I'm going to say about it, because it's not going to. No. Martin told me this. If you start doing the things and start being negative, it doesn't work on YouTube. It just. No. I just want to acknowledge that obviously it's big things are happening.
And just get on with your life.
Yeah, exactly. This is what we're going to do, and that's what we're going to try and do. So, from my perspective, what have I heard? I haven't heard a great deal actually recently. I know Silo season 2's finished now, and I'm going to try and watch that soon. I know Malcolm was wanting to see that. Have you seen that yet?
No. I'll get on that. Over the next couple of days.
Okay, brilliant. And obviously, Skeleton True, we're going to actually review, so we're not going to talk about that too much at the moment. What else have I heard? It's been pretty quiet, actually, isn't it? Martin, have you got any news?
There's Captain America New World Order's out soon.
Oh,
and it's getting panned.
Is this a movie?
Is it been released now then?
Captain America New World Order. They're all attacking it, and they haven't released it yet.
Oh. Okay.
It's about
give us the chance to say it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's the nature. But it seems that everything is now like so toxic. When it comes to toxicity in reviewers and opinions, and the streaming, a lot of the streaming sites now are really losing money, and they're not getting. And Skeleton Crew, which we're going to review, hasn't done well. And it seems like. Well, I think there's a reason why it's not done well, but we'll talk about that in our main review.
I've got 2 questions.
Go on.
Firstly, have you been watching Cobra Kai?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I mean to. I haven't got around to it. I am going to watch it at some point. The first season. No,
I can't believe they shot us again with another. There's more episodes coming. I thought
it was supposed to be. Yeah, I watched all 10 episodes, and it was like, we're back in February, and I was like, what?
I'm watching Squid Game season 2. I've seen the first 2 episodes of that.
And the other question is, have you started on Silo yet?
No, I'm just talking about that.
I don't want to say it. I just want to know.
You seen the first season? Have you seen the first season though of Silo, Martin?
I watched it on recap.
Oh, okay. Because
I can't bother sitting through.
That's good. I liked it. I thought it was very good.
I'm in 2 minds, but it's. I'm thinking about trying. Is it American Gods?
Oh, I don't know that one.
Ian McShane.
Yeah, it's quite an old series.
It's what?
It's quite an old series, American Gods, I think.
Yeah. I've just completed something last week. What did I? Oh no, that one. Yeah, Skeleton Crew. Yeah, finished that last week. Yeah.
I still keep meaning to watch Dune Part 2, and I never get around to it. About 25 times, I thought, let's put it on. I thought, Nah, can't be asked.
I've done the
I
same thing. I've
watched
queued
it.
it up about 4 times and then just thought, no, I can't be asked.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
I'm not being funny, but it was the biggest pile of whack.
I heard,
Only
it
no, it was.
I heard it got some
was.
good reviews though. I didn't think it was all
Yeah,
bad.
I know, but he all it is posing and like that in the desert. There's and a voice narrating and him and his destiny and the son of the desert and the night is named after a fucking weasel hangs about in desert and survives. I just can't bothered with it. Yeah, I've written Joan off. Jonas, it's gone down. Flush it down the fucking toilet where it belongs.
Yeah, but the first part was all right. I thought part 1 was all right. I don't think it was too bad.
You're gonna love part 2.
So you're saying part 1's better than part 2 from what you saw of it?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I was just bored. I think it's because I've seen the same story done over and over
That's
again.
because you're a big sci-fi fan. You
I know it's a big spoiler, but can I just ask, how does Jason Momoa's character come back? I know he comes back in the book, but I don't know how. How do they revive him?
I didn't know he did come back.
Yeah.
Well, I don't. Oh,
He got killed though in part 1.
I think he's just hanging about in the desert.
I thought he got
He
killed
gets
in
killed in
part 1.
part 1, but he does come back. And I don't know how.
He's just lurking around in desert posing like that.
I still hated the 80s version of Dune. You know, is it David Lynch?
I've
said it before. Give that a look now with modern eyes. It's not actually as bad as you think.
I've watched the original, and I prefer the original. I think the original's got more personality than this.
Oh my god! You mean? Well, yeah, but I saw part 1 of a new version. I liked it a lot more than the whole of the original 80s version.
Yeah, I did at first. Then I saw part 2.
Oh, so you've really been soured by this part 2 then?
It's boring, man. It goes on for hours. All I kept thinking, when's this going to finish? It's just loads of posing and him and it's named after a weasel in the desert. Seriously, it's named after a mouse. And he's got a destiny and all it. And it's like, yeah, we know all this. Let's move on. You know, and he's like in pain and stressed out and he's been the chosen one. Sick of all that. Just get on with it. Bob Shitless. Sorry,
okay.
I apologise.
Okay.
But...
No, that's fine.
Yeah, number Blake 7, Michael.
What was that?
Yes.
I've seen about the first 3 episodes of season 3. I've seen the one
I'm
with.
so proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
I'm a bit like, I kind of sometimes think, oh, shall I watch this? No, I'll watch Squid Game instead, kind of thing. I am slowly going through it. And
I think you've done great. I think
a couple of episodes, within the next couple of episodes, you should see the greatest piece of BBC special effects ever.
Is that sarcastic or was that real?
The Carapan snail lizard.
Oh, that, yeah.
Is
that where you've got Super Alpha male in it? It's Servalan.
That's the one. Yeah.
Okay. There's been no.
But he says you need to be a man.
There's no Blake in season 3 so far, which is a surprise. I know that.
Who's your favourite character in Black 7?
I don't know. I quite like the blonde one in the first 2 seasons. She was quite nice. And she's gone. I didn't mind the telepath. I liked is it not Avon? What's the guy that's a bit sort of snivelly and he's kind of
Avon. Villa.
Villa, yeah, I quite like Villa actually. I think he's quite funny.
Yeah, don't you like
Avon's
Avon?
quite good. Avon's quite good as well, and Servalan's good as well.
Most
of the characters are pretty good actually.
Michael Keating's daughter said to him after they're watching it, he goes, "Oh, Dad, you're so cowardly and all of this." So they wrote an episode specifically to make him look better. So wait and see if you can pick out which episode was specifically written for Michael Keating to make his daughter happy.
Have you seen Colin Baker yet? Have you got to that one?
No.
Oh, right.
One of the recent ones was Michael Sheard was in it. Obviously,
okay, yeah.
It's in episode 2, I think. And there's this character who we thought was a Federation. He's now on the ship. He's got frizzy hair and
the intergalactic world.
I have to be honest. That, to my mind, is Michael Sheard's best role.
Oh, he's good in everything, though.
Yeah, he is. But
he's good in everything.
This is his best. I really liked him in this.
Yeah, is there only one episode though? Because I think he got killed off at the end.
Yeah.
One episode.
I like Michael Sheard a lot. Everything I've seen him in, I've really liked him. So, so go on.
When's it out then? The dreaded Section 31.
It's out on Friday.
You said Friday.
Yeah, I assume it'd be sort of like American time, like Pacific time, so it'd be like 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, I think. Something like that. So. Oh no, actually, it might be behind because they're behind us, aren't they? It's out. It's out on Friday some point. It'll be out in some point on Friday. So yeah, it'll be out later on, about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, probably the UK on Friday. I think Paramount Plus. I don't know how they do it. If it's the same as I think they line up with the American Paramount Plus. So it'll be out in the morning on Friday.
I mean, the Disney Plus stuff like Skeleton Crew was available from like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, they released it at a funny time of the day. Theirs was like Tuesday nights at like 6 p.m. or something, and so it would be like our 4 a.m. in the next day or something. It was very, I don't know.
Okay.
That's why it was a weird time. But yeah, it looks like a load of dog shit. Section 31. We're going to review it. I've seen clips. It looks like the least Star Trek ever. Apparently, because a lot of people say
what if it's good though? What if it ends up?
Well, no, apparently because it looks quite dark and gritty. Apparently, it's quite comedic. It's got a kind of more of an upbeat feel to it, which is slightly surprising. I can't tell. It looks awful. It looks like a.
But there is that slight chance, isn't there? There is.
Oh yeah. Well,
little tiny.
Yeah. How small is it? I mean,
very small.
Macro. Yeah. Don't write anything off until you've seen it.
No, but it's just. I'm just worried about it.
It doesn't look good.
It's done by the Discovery people, isn't it? So that's not going to be a good sign. So,
okay.
All right. Anything else before we go into our focus?
No, just a little thing. There's abundance of Facebook posts of now that Robert Downey Jr. has been announced as Doctor Doom. It just seems like everybody is posting. Oh, Scarlet Wheeler, what's her name? Elizabeth Olsen has now agreed that, and she's going to be playing a new character. And it's just hard to work out what of it is just clickbait nonsense and what of it's actually true.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah. But just they all seem to think that all these people are coming. Oh, Chris Evans is coming back, and all of this, which is obviously almost definitely nonsense. But there's just a lot of it about it. It just gets so irritating now when you see these new things, and you just know they're rubbish from the first moment.
There's a lot of talk about the new Star Wars stuff with the new Ahsoka season 2 with the guy that's replacing the first one. I can't remember his name, but
we like him.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything.
In Game of Thrones or something.
Yeah, apparently he's taken over.
Well, they're all saying I don't know who he is, but they're all saying he's a very good actor.
Yeah, I don't know who he is either because I never watched Game of Thrones.
In Game of Thrones, he plays the Mountain, like just this huge. No, sorry, he plays the Hound.
I've never seen.
It starts off as Joffrey's kind of lick-spittle bodyguard, and he's just brutal. Half his face is burnt by his brother, the Mountain, and all this, and he's just brutal. But his story arc is really good throughout it, and he is easily one of the best characters in it.
So is it worth jumping into Game of Thrones?
Oh, I don't fancy
it. Yeah, definitely. 100% worth watching. I found out last night to my absolute not horror and all this, but a friend of mine who was in the pub, his girlfriend's friend has just been on a date with a.
Oh wow! Okay, that might be an interesting.
Yeah, we might want to bleep that.
Yeah, you can't. That's
quite. Say no more. Other than that's what I was told by him in the pub.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did he have a smile on his face?
Oh, I didn't meet the actual guy himself.
And if you're looking for a news exclusive, tune into the One Sci-Fi podcast.
Yeah, on our new Patreon, you can actually it costs us like £3,000 for a 2-week subscription, and we'll go all on about the Emilia Clarke kind of thing.
Yes.
All right, guys. Go on. Anything else? Yeah, fair enough. Anything else before we get into it?
No, I can't. No, nothing.
No.
Oh, just very quickly, Senspear put something up which I haven't seen yet. But what's the nonsense about the rights with the Daleks? There was a thing.
Did you see that? I was on Senspear on Sunday, the second half of it, there was some talk about the fact that the rights are now fully integrated with the BBC, because obviously it was part of the Terry Nations estate, and from what I last heard, they kind of made a deal where the BBC would fund or pay them towards using the Daleks from the estate. But I got the impression that the BBC didn't actually buy the ownership of the actual copyright brand. But from what they said, that might have changed. So I'm not entirely sure. I think there has been some sort of change, but I'm not sure whether that means now that Terry Nation's estate, they've got their money, that's it, they're gone.
Yeah, I mean, what more could you do with that? You know, you get your royalties every time somebody buys a DVD of a Daleks episode, and that's it.
They must have a lot of money in the bank.
Holding your hand out for more and more and more, can you?
Yeah, I mean, it might have been that the BBC might have just thought, well, okay, we're just going to buy the actual copyright outright, and that's it. And then you've got your money, you've done well, bye bye. I don't know. That's what was mentioned on Sunday when we talked about it, but I've not got any confirmation of that. Okay. Actually, someone might be at the front door. I might have to disappear in a second to see if it rings. Okay, give it a second. That's okay. All right, on that note, let's go into our focus of the week. Here we go.
It's the Solar Sci-Fi Focus of the Week.
All right, so this week we are talking about a new Star Wars series, which at least has been better received than the previous Star Wars series from last summer. We watched it, obviously it was released before Christmas and it's finished at the first couple of weeks of the new year. And it's a Dave Filoni, one of those guys ones which they do tend to do the better stuff, don't they? And that was Skeleton Crew, which I think only had 8 episodes. It was more family orientated. Some people say it was aimed directly at a younger audience. Although that's right, I think it still fits in the family function as well, family viewing sort of category. As an adult, I enjoyed it very much. But before we go to the in-depth analysis, let's just ask sort of like generally how you both received it. What did you think about it? So let's ask you, Malcolm, as your picture's on my screen at the moment. What did you think about it?
I liked it. I did like it. If I'm brutally honest, when the likes of Acolyte and Boba Fett and Andor were sold to us, it was supposed to be dark, gritty, adult drama, and they failed miserably. We knew going in that this was just going to be Goonies in
sort
space.
Of fun, a bit of fun stuff in space.
In my opinion, they did it really well. It was fun. The cast were excellent. You know, I look forward to seeing them again, not just in this, but in other stuff. I don't see this having a sequel, to be fair.
I don't either.
Because I don't mean there's much more to do with the story that wouldn't ruin it, but also after the Acolyte, seemingly a lot of people stayed away from this, unfortunately, so he didn't get the view.
It's the Last Jedi all over again. It's the Last Jedi all over again when it came to Solo. Yeah,
there was a little bit too much of it. A little bit too much like the Long John Silver robot and all of that. But,
that was a bit grating.
And I found the last episode was rushed. It was like you've kind of dragged it out, and I've suddenly tried to cram it all into the last episode. That last episode, to me, they could have made 3 episodes out of that easily and really ramped the tension up. But it was all just undone.
I think one of the aspects as well is the episodes were again quite short, which they tend to be. Most episodes were between 30 to 35 minutes. Which is quite short for an episode to actually sit down and actually get involved with it.
I also think they missed a massive trick. Like I said early on, that I thought the supervisor was going to be the pirate, the guy
we saw in the shadows. Yeah. You're frozen up a second.
I've got a theory about that.
So I thought that's just who it would be. You know, the guy who crashed the pirate ship down, and that's how he got the treasure. Was he now controls everything? And that, you know, lightsaber guy with Jude Law.
Jod.
Shit, it's you. So I was a bit disappointed that it was a bit crappy droid, to be honest.
Well, let's go to Martin now at this point. What did you think about it, mate?
I was surprised. I was expecting Jude Law to be like, he'd become protective of the kids. I was surprised that they got back to their planet in this season.
Right.
That surprised. It really did. And I thought he'd be on his like change. He was like an ex-Jedi and he were getting health. And he didn't. He turned on the kids. He sold them all down river and then we got down to the planet and he got rid of Wolf guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he was quite a nasty piece of work. I was
Yeah,
really
he was
surprised.
darker than I thought. I was surprised.
Yeah, I was, because I watched 4 episodes. I watched
And he
the
was
last
quite
4.
pleasant, and
Yeah.
he didn't actually have full redemption at the end. He was still
No,
quite a dark
no.
character, which I didn't think
Yeah.
was. I thought normally it's the other way around. Normally, he starts
Yeah.
off quite, and he gets nicer by the end. He's like the
Yeah,
daddy
that's
figure,
what I thought.
and he didn't turn out like that at the
No.
end, which I thought was an interesting twist. Actually.
And when he took her and the mother, he said, "You come with," like, I mean, that's when you knew how dark he was.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And I think I also, what I liked was when they finally got to meet the supervisor. Did you not recognise the technology?
Yeah. It was spoiled, but did you obviously the voice? You know who the voice was. Did you know it is Malcolm?
No, who was the voice?
Malcolm, Stephen Fry.
It's
It's
the
Stephen Fry.
supervisor.
Yeah, did you both know that? It's
Bloody
Stephen Fry
hell,
did the voice.
yeah.
Yeah, he was the voice of the actual mechanical HAL 9000 giant supercomputer looking thing.
Well, that world has been set up by the Empire in the past.
No,
As
but
a
it was
banking
well,
planet.
no, because it was pre-Empire. It was Old Republic. It did look like when they went to actually meet the actual main droid thing, though, the supercomputer, and it looked very Imperial. It did look
That's the-
Imperial.
Oh, right. Have I
But
got
it
the
wasn't
time?
Imperial. No, it wasn't Imperial. This is Old Republic.
Oh, so we're not the Empire doesn't exist in this
No,
thing?
well, the Empire exists, but they didn't know about the Empire because Atin was hidden.
Yeah, but the Empire's fallen by now, hasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. But also the supercomputer did know about Order 66. So
Yeah, it did, yeah.
it knew something of it, but the people didn't know about the Empire.
No.
They were kept.
But I think that planet was set up by the Empire
What
as
do you-
like a banking for wealth, to create wealth.
Pretty certain it was done before that because they
Yeah,
expected the
it's one of
emissary to be ready.
Palpatine's.
yeah, it was before
Amazing.
that. It wasn't the Empire. It was before that.
Yeah,
It
I
was-
think it's long before that.
Yeah, this is the Old Republic. Was like the Old Republic credits and things that it was made.
Yeah, they
This
were
was
all.
not
Yeah,
Empire.
all right.
No, it wasn't the
But
Empire.
I thought there was an Empire connection with the technology. It looked very Empire.
The supercomputer knew of the Empire and knew
Yeah.
no, it actually knew of Order 66,
Yeah,
which
it
was
did.
technically before the Empire. So I don't really think they knew much about the Empire at all. That's when the communication seemed to cease for some reason after that point. So when Order
Is this,
66,
could this connect into the Mandalorian then?
well, it's in the Mandoverse, isn't it? It's in the it's
Same time
you
frame.
know, because one of the pirates in it was one of the pirates that appeared in season 3 of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
But that's as close as it was. But there wasn't lots of crossovers and connections. Obviously, we saw the New Republic X-wings
Yes.
and B. I think was it B-wings, so the ones we haven't seen many.
Yeah,
of.
the Bayway and the Corellian cruiser. Yeah.
and the Corellian cruise at the end, what
Yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it. That's what we've
In
got.
terms of the time frame, the way I saw it was because the Empire has now taken over, those planets are now lost. Nobody knows where they are. So they're not pumping money out into anyone anymore, which is why the Old Republic credits are worth so much money.
Yeah.
That's why they're such rich, because nobody's using them. They're so rare now because no one knows where these planets are.
And that's
And
why
from
they're
the
so
look of it,
valuable. That's why they're meant
been
so much.
destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting who set that planet up in the background.
Well,
Yeah,
there
because the
are.
Old
Season
Republic.
2.
Yeah, I mean, it's Old Republic.
it's Old Republic.
That's
And I'm
what it
pretty
is.
certain-
They were purposely cut off from the rest of the galaxy as well.
And then they left the droids to run the planet.
Yeah. So there's something going on bigger in the background.
Yeah, but I think I've read there is no season 2.
There is no
No.
season 2.
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, all I know is
You could finish it.
the ratings
You could.
again have been apparently the ratings haven't been very good. And if if it's got good ratings, it'll come back. If it's got bad ratings, it won't.
You could do
Yeah,
a
see,
season
the thing is,
2.
I don't think it was ever intended to have a season 2. I think it was written as just 8 episodes straight, and that was it.
That's it. It's a shame because I think you've got quite a lot to
I thought it was really good.
go on there.
It felt so Star Wars. It was just.
Yeah.
I thought the kid actors were great. I thought that Jude Law was brilliant. Special effects looked great. It was really good. Real good fun Star Wars TV show. Quite self-contained. Nothing too major.
No.
Yeah, I just thought it really worked for me.
It just got on with it, didn't it?
It was good. It was
if
good.
it's one season, then I think it finished rather well.
Yeah.
I personally would like another season because I think there's a lot more to.
Well, don't forget the actors now
Go
are
on.
quite a lot older. They'll be about 2 or 3 years older now because it was made quite a long
You
time
see, if
ago.
we were back in the old realm, that whole storyline could have easily made a 22 episode season. 22 45-minute long episodes. They could have easily done that.
Yeah.
There's
Well, that's
more
the
than
thing,
enough.
isn't it?
And like I said, the last episode was so rushed. Just having to do this, bang, 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 and all that to get it all done. You know, that was 3 or 4 episodes worth, that last bit.
Yeah,
I have to say, I thought Jude Law played. Normally, I like Jude Law, but he's not like he's always great as a supporting actor. But I thought, as the lead actor, I thought he played it very well. He really came across well.
Yeah, I thought he played it. I like the idea that he wasn't a Jedi. He had some training by a Jedi.
Yeah.
And so he learnt some skills, but he wasn't a Jedi. And he obviously turned to piracy and everything else for financial gain. But he could use the Force, he could use the lightsaber. I'm surprised we actually saw a lightsaber. I didn't think we actually would see one in the show. So
that's one film I would like to cover, Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow.
Oh, God, yeah.
I've never seen it.
Yes.
I think, remind me what that's about again, very quickly.
I don't know. It's set in a weird world of rocket ships and androids, and
I've seen it. Isn't that the one?
I think it was the first ever CGI acting movie ever made.
What? It's not black and white, is it? Is it black and white?
1950s
No.
Buck Rogers idea of future.
Buck Rogers, Buck Rogers, yeah, but in a retro 50s.
Captain
future.
Proton from Voyager or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to cover that. I've not seen that in 20 odd years. That film.
All right. Well, we'll do not Dream Team. We're going to do what's it called? Fright Night. Fright Night. Section 31, then Fright Night. Then we'll.
Yeah.
But don't forget, Malcolm's going to have a turn as well. So we'll make sure you all have a turn of what you want to review in the weeks to come. So anything else you want to say about the show? I mean, obviously, it was short. It was really pleasant over Christmas. I think only episode 4 was the only one where it was a bit. Most of the episodes, I finished them and I always thought they're a bit too short. I always think that with modern Star Wars episodes are just too. I want 45 minutes. I don't want 35. I don't want 32. Yeah, I want 45 minutes. And that's that.
One criticism for me, though, is just in the penultimate episode where they're being chomped by that machine.
Yeah.
That thing, the teeth went clean through the front. That was the front of that ship was toast at that point, and it still dragged itself out. Plus, the speed it was yomping through, at the point she's going, oh, shall I push the button?
It was halfway in the actual thing.
Already.
And there was the scratch on the underlayer.
Yeah, the whole timing of that was badly done.
Yeah.
That's my only criticism of it, really.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea that it was the ship was actually hidden with this sort of different armor on the top of it to slightly disguise it. But as you say, there was scenes when it finally got the top layer pulled off. The actual metal claws were right into the ship.
The what?
Well, other things I liked. Obviously, we saw a member of the Hutt family. We saw a Hutt in that sort of like leisure planet, which I thought was quite good. I love the trash crabs. I thought they were quite fun. And again, like, come with me.
Things on the actors saying that if they come anywhere near you, there were so many little jaggedy bits on. You got scratched and cut up anyway. Anytime any of them kind of touched you or anything.
So, were they all not CGI, or were they robotic?
No,
I thought they were CGI.
Oh, from what I read, it's actual models.
Oh, okay. Well, they look really good. They look pretty,
which is unusual because, like I say, I think all of these Star Trek series have all been filmed in a hall in front of green screen. I don't think there's been any real sets built for any of it.
Oh, you mean Star Wars or Star Trek?
Star Wars, yeah. Sorry, Star Wars.
Yeah.
What was the budget for this? Was it a big budget?
I think it was more than Obi-Wan, but it wasn't mega like Acolyte size. I don't know. I think it was.
It just goes to show, doesn't it? Really, if you get the right story, you don't need a big budget.
But I mean, do you really regret that? And again, this is like remember Solo came out and it bombed because of Last Jedi. This has really happened again because of Acolyte on streaming, hasn't it? I mean, this is and that's such a shame.
I always thought Solo was a good film.
I quite enjoyed Solo. I don't think it's perfect, but it was all right.
I liked it when I started at the cinema, but Last Jedi damaged
it wasn't bad. I mean,
no,
it wasn't that bad.
I watched it.
It's not Rogue One, is it? It's
not no, it's nothing like Rogue One, but it was still entertaining enough. But
Last Jedi sort of damaged the expectation for Solo. I think I know the Akashai were terrible, But I think Skeleton Crew managed to get away from that. I think it really did.
Yeah, but it's like I said, Star Wars now has got to do some major repair works to.
Yeah.
And I think another thing with Skeleton Crew is because of how disconnected it was from everything else. They had no baggage. They could literally do whatever they wanted. They're not connected to the Empire. They're not
It wasn't
connected
too
to
woke
the
either.
or the family or the
It wasn't-
films
there
or
wasn't,
the Republic.
no,
or
it wasn't.
anything.
There wasn't too much
No, it wasn't.
messaging in this series either, which was refreshing. Apart from the cyborg girl with the two mums, which was I thought was what's the point of that? But they did that. That's the only thing where I thought, oh, there's the tick box. Apart from that, it was just ordinary, fun entertainment in the science fiction thing with familiar things. Yeah, I'm glad I watched it. I'm going to give it I mean, how would you rate this compared to some of the other live action series? I mean, would you rate it quite high up compared to Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka?
Yeah.
I did a poll
Yeah,
actually.
it's definitely better than.
Go on.
No, go on, Malcolm.
Yeah, it's definitely better than. It's definitely better than most of them. I think Mandalorian season 2 is probably about the only.
That's
thing
the
I've got
that's
above it.
the highest one I think.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That was the season where.
I'm a massive Ahsoka fan, so I'd say for me it was just.
I like Ahsoka. I like Ahsoka more.
Such a fan of Ahsoka.
I did a poll on YouTube for the most what do people like for the four most recent Star Wars series, which obviously is Andor, Ahsoka, Acolyte, and Skeleton Crew. The most popular, but 60%. This is out of 223 votes. The most popular was Andor with 60%. The second most popular with 17% is Skeleton Crew. The third most popular is Ahsoka with 13% and Acolyte at 11%. So just about a reference there.
See, the trouble is, I can't forgive Ahsoka for how bizarrely stupid the final episode was. Just everything about that final episode annoyed the hell out of me. It was just every aspect of it was just off. I mean,
but it's got a chance.
It's
got a chance of redemption though with season 2, which is
maybe so. But we're gonna have this whole split thing now, aren't we? Of them trying to get back from that planet because Ahsoka's stuck on that planet.
Yeah.
But we've obviously got to follow. Was it Ezra and Thrawn in this galaxy? So it's going to be split, but still only 8 episodes. So how's that going to work?
Well, again, the problem is that with a lot of them on Star Wars. Is that they don't have enough episodes and enough time to explain and make the stories work.
Yeah, I think the episode should be longer than 36 minutes.
Yeah, that's what does my head in with modern
more
Star
than
Wars.
8
at least
episodes.
45 to 50.
Even Star Trek does 45 minutes for Strange New Worlds most of the time.
No,
I don't know what the
fine.
shortest one of those has been, but it's never been as short as the Star Wars ones. Anyway, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very good. So the usual question is, would you have this as part of your collection?
Yes.
Okay, Malcolm?
I'd have it in the collection. I'm not entirely sure I'd watch it a lot, but I would definitely have it in there before most of the other ones.
And I would too. I would too. And how would you rate it out of 10? Malcolm?
I think give it an 8. I think they did really well with this, considering how badly they've done with everything else. They did really well with this. I'm gonna be generous and go 8.
All right, Martin?
8.
I'm going to say 8 as well. What the hell? Let's all agree. 8 from all of us. I think that's good. I think it was really enjoyable, and I would keep it. So thank you very much. Any last words? We've got about 4 or 5 minutes. I don't think we're going to come back after this because I think we just about talked it through. About 4 minutes left on Zoom. Any last words on this? And let's quickly ask you, what do you think Star Wars is going to be like in the next year? Is it going to redeem itself with
I've
Mandalorian
seen the
movie?
trailer for Andor season.
Oh yeah, let's
7.
quickly ask about that. What do you think about that?
I'm quite impressed with what I saw. So
And that's 12
I'm
episodes.
gonna level it before it starts. I want to see it. I've just got through the last season. I watched it over Christmas.
Better on a rewatch.
I have to say, still annoyed with it, but it was better on a second watch.
I agree.
You see more.
Entirely. Yeah.
I have to agree with that. So I'm looking forward to season 2. I really am.
Okay. How about you, Malcolm? Any last words on Star Wars?
Yeah, I mean, it's all down to the writers. They show that there are still. This just showing that there are still writers out there that can write good, watchable popcorn fare rather than just nonsense. And obviously, the first thing you want to do, we're all up for diversity and inclusivity, but don't fucking force it on. Don't have your tick.
Don't. Yeah, exactly. Give it the right
I know
amount.
you said it's a tick box, but the woman's got two.
Oh no, I didn't mind
two
that. It was just an
like,
observation. No,
yeah.
I wasn't bothered about
but
that.
they didn't have to keep driving home. Why? She's got two mums and men and fucking cunts and all of that. They didn't do any of that. Did they? It's just basically, here's the mum and here's my other mum. That's it. Job done.
I think with this, it just like you know, it just got on with it, didn't it? They didn't. I agree with Uncle. They didn't shove out down your throat. It was a story. It was good. The characters were good, and they got on with it. Yeah. And it was an enjoyable 8 episodes. The only problem, they were all too short.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more potential that could be explored.
Yeah, I think there was one episode in particular where I think the damn credits were longer than the fucking episode.
Yeah,
itself.
it was so one was like 32 minutes. All right, guys, we're going to be back next week with in 2 weeks' time rather with section 31. And yes. I wonder whether we're going to keep this in as part of our collection when we review this in the next 2 weeks. So I don't know if it's going to reach 8 from all of us. I'm pessimistic. But I should be just open-minded. It could be the best Star Trek thing for since.
What do you reckon is going to be more watchable, this or Starfleet Academy?
Oh, I would say Starfleet Academy. I would imagine.
There could be changes though, because apparently Skydance are now looking at Star Trek.
Yeah, well, we haven't got time to discuss it now.
Changes there because it's all about money. And Skydance are looking at the Star Trek thing now. So
yeah. All right, guys. Well, let's hope that we're not going to be proven to be pessimistic, and that it's a wonderful show. I think it's going to be a pile of shit, but there we go. Martin, Malcolm, thank you very much. We will be back next week. I keep saying it in 2 weeks with the Section 31 episode review or mini series or TV show, whatever you want to review it. And until then. Stay warm. Let's get through winter, eh, guys? Because I hate this time of year, and I want it to be on. Okay, we'll see you next time. Sci-Fi.
Live long and prosper.
Yes. Bye.
Hello. I happen to know that your father was an illegitimate son of a flea picker's daughter.
Ah, so you knew my father. You may come in, friend.
No, you come out here and I'll tell you what your mother was.
That's right. It's the same hilarious carry-on team, the same hilarious faces, and a few new ones like Jimmy Logan.
All ready for a wild weekend, eh?
And June Whitfield. Yes, they're all carrying on when they can really carry on. In space.
Now remember, girls, the camp perimeter lights go out at 10 o'clock, and I don't want to see any of you outside your tents after that.
And who else but the carry-on crowd could pack so many gags into one trip to Endor? Join Sidney James as Sid Kenobi.
Tonight's the night, eh?
Kenneth Williams as Darth Vader.
I'll get the truth if I have to beat it out of you, you swine!
Charles Hawtrey as C-3PO. Joan Sims as Joan Solo. Jim Dale as Jimmy Skywalker. Bernard Bresslaw as Bernie Backer. Barbara Windsor as Princess Babs.
You don't have to draw me any diagrams.
Peter Butterworth as Bib Fiddler.
I can't have people walking around here naked. I've got my hens to think of.
Jimmy Logan as Bert Akbar. June Whitfield as Mon Prodworthy.
I tried it once and didn't like it.
And Hattie Jakes as Matron de Hutt.
Oh, I realise, of course, it was the sight of me in the shower that aroused your slumbering manhood.
As the galaxy's greatest battle becomes the galaxy's biggest laugh. Carry on, Jedi.
I still don't like the look of him.
Well, don't keep harping on it. You'll be measuring me up for me coffin next.